what we're hearing from businesses, which is for the first time in a long time, really, their concerns have shifted from supply to demand.
Okay, interesting. What's this switch from supply chain to demand?
Yeah, well, previously, I think when we've spoken, still coming out of COVID, businesses had been struggling with freight costs and supply chain issues, getting the product in that they needed to either create with or to sell. And those issues seem to be, for the main, receding. But the concern now is actually, I'm not so sure if it's going to be easy for me to sell what I have, because there's shifting sands in the economy after 9 consecutive or 11 rate increases in 12 months.
Are there particular areas where you were noticing softness?
Oh, it's more, it's well, certainly starting to see some in retail, starting to soften. And I think if you understand, obviously, lead and lag indicators. For weeks and weeks now, that what we call a lead indicator, which is people telling us what might be happening in the future, something like the consumer sentiment surveys have been very negative. In fact, consumer sentiment about what people think they'll be spending and doing is as low as it was in the GFC. So that's been there a while, but it hasn't been reflected on people's actions or behaviours. They've been saying they're negative about it, but they've still been spending money, hence the Reserve Bank hitting with that very blunt interest rate increase stick.
Yes, quite a dichotomy there. I'm wondering if that differentiation between sentiment and spending is because at least some of us had built up some savings while we were staying at home, and the people just want to get out and spend, and so there's been that pent up latent demand.
Absolutely, that's what we hear when I talk to the bank economists, and they are all consistent in that message that people's savings coming out of COVID were strong, and they're starting to erode, and that obviously we still have a segment of the mortgage holders who've been on fixed mortgages, and they haven't been impacted. But when they are impacted, it is going to be a significant fall. Which is not really a fall because it's an increase, but you know what I mean. It's a significant jump from where they have been to where they're going. So that will be a rude shock. That'll be a very rude shock when it hits. So this is where, at some time, these indicators of sentiment and actual spend will have to marry up. And this is what's concerning business, that the day of reckoning is not too far away.
Yeah, it's probably a fall in their disposable income.
But we've had a good 12 months now without COVID interruption. So from that perspective, businesses are cautiously optimistic. And as we move into the this festival season in South Australia, the hospitality and tourism sector will definitely benefit. And that's a sector that was hit harder than anyone during COVID. So we can't begrudge them some government investment or stimulus to keep them rolling along.
Yeah, that's a substantial part of the economy. I think about 15-ish% of our economy. We're approaching 4:30. I think we have to move on to our next guest. I have to say thank you very much to Andrew Kay for coming on to the program and giving us this update. And enjoy the AFL season and all the other festivals. Actually, I'll be going now that you reminded me. I'll be going to the Fringe opening this evening.
Fantastic. Pleasure as always. And if anyone wants to learn more about our products and services, the Business SA website is a wonderful place to start.
Very good. We'll follow that one up. Thank you. Okay.
Thanks, Antonio.